I'm the CEO of Open Badge Factory, a Finnish company which develop open badging solution. Today I want to present a development that we have been doing in Open Badge Passport for a big case in Luxembourg, and I hope that you will see how this the passport can support, I would say, a versatile use of open badges. But first, a few words about Open Badge Factory. Open Badge Factory is a Finnish company based in Oulu, Finland, and we have been involved in the Open Badge technology since 2013, and we have met people from Mozilla Foundation in London, in ePIC, in 2012, I think. Thank you to Serge, Don, and well, I think Doug was, and Carla Casilli was there also. Yeah, it was a great. And yeah, so we have developed Open Badge solution, Open Badge Factory, Open Badge Passport, and I will tell you a bit about the philosophy first of Open Badge Factory and Open Badge Passport. So these platforms are both online platforms, so anyone can use this platform. Open Badge Factory is a platform that badge teams can use for creating, designing, creating, issuing their badges. And the badge holders, the badge recipient, then can choose, if they want, they can use the free passport where they can receive the badges, share the badges, request endorsement, and so on. So from the very beginning, already 2013, and we are working with Serge, we have been thinking about badges as connectors, and the fact that badges get the value in the community. That's the starting point. Now, what has been very interesting, that at the beginning, the passport was like, I would say, kind of social extension of the backpack. But the passport now with different kind of interesting use case has evolved. And I will show you what kind of new dimension we have got in Open Badge Passport. So what has been very, very interesting, it's the fact that the passport is not connected to Open Badge Factory. That basically there is an API between Open Badge Factory and between the passport, has given the possibility to install passport for different kind of project, for different kind of customers. So here, for example, you can see what we call dedicated passports. So it's interesting that we have seen that some customers have been thinking badges as communities, and not badges are credentials, but the community first approach has been very strong for different kind of big customers. One interesting case is HPAS, which is the Humanitarian Leadership Academy passport for, I think, something like 30 different kind of humanitarian organizations based in London, where they have a community of practitioners there, and they have been using the passport as a community space where they can a bit, I would say, show different kind of community of practices using badges. So we have a credentials ID, which is the passport of the Inter-American Development Bank, which is also a big survey, a big community. And then we have an interesting passport here. I will speak a bit more about this case, which is the EduPass passport, which has been basically developed for the Ministry of Education of Luxembourg. And this case has been very interesting because every case here, we have 10 dedicated passports, are basically, I would say, pushing the passport in different directions. So we learn from different use cases, and we try to basically develop our processes that we can deliver a better value for the customer. And let's have a look a bit about this evolution of the passport. So, first of all, the first version of the passport was very simple. The idea was to have a kind of personal learning environment. You get a badge from Open Badge Factory, for Badger, from any other platform, because this is a standard platform. And you receive your badges. You can create micro portfolios with your badges. You can put your badges in pages, and you can create a profile. So it was basically very, I would say, badge holder centric approach at the very beginning. Because for us, it has been very important from the very beginning that, issuing badges as flyers, it will, it's not at all something which will deliver any value. So even if we think about the future of open badges still today, I think that we need to have badges put really in action. So we have many credentials which are not really used by the badge holders. So the passport, the meaning of the passport is to support the possibility to really use your badge, to really tell the story of your learning with your badges, and not only to put them somewhere, I don't know, in a disk or in LinkedIn and so on. The evolution, number 2, was that we basically introduced the community dimension. And this community dimension, you see that still you have in the middle the learner, but the learner can be recognized with endorsement by the member of the community. So let's say that you have 2 layers here. You have the personal learning environment layer, me with my badges, but my badges can be, I can request endorsement from the community. And basically here, the badges get a new dimension. What has been interesting with in this evolution that we have quite many organizations who say, well, Eric, that's great. The passport is good for badge holders. But as an organization, we would have to have a kind of view of what is happening in our community. And it has been basically the first question that has launched the development of what we call spaces. So inside Open Badge Passport, different kind of communities, organizations can get what we call spaces. And the idea of the space is that the organization can set up different kind of, let's say, goals, assign badge or badge applications, can also track what is happening there in the community. So the space is, I would say, first of all, it has been a kind of passport inside the passport. Okay? It has been a kind of filter view of the passport. And the idea here is to basically support a better interaction and also a better scaffolding of what is happening with the badges inside the space. And as I say, in the space you can, for example, assign different kind of badges, or you can build what we call minimaps. And these minimap, they are pathways that you can build with badges coming from Open Badge Factory via the API. But you can also add in these pathways badges that has been issued in the passport. So you can have learning pathways composed by badges from different organizations, from different issuers. And you can track also what is happening in these processes. Okay, now what has been interesting with this Luxembourg case, that it's a national initiative. They contact us and they explain, hey, Eric, okay, we are very interested in open badges. We have seen the potential of Open Badge Factory. We have seen the potential of Open Badge Passport. But we are doing something very big. So we probably will need some development and some adjustments, okay? So the goal of this project is to, first of all, have a dedicated passport for all schools of Luxembourg, okay? And it will be a passport, or it is a passport for schools, for students and teachers, but also a passport open to a network of partners, let's say libraries, different kind of social organizations, employment organization, and so on. So it's both, I would say, closed and controlled and open. And the first, I would say point or engine or priority, I would say, in this project is what they call the digital science program, which has been developed as a service de la coordination de recherche de l'innovation pédagogique et technologique. Okay, it's a long one. I don't want to translate in English, but it's basically kind of innovation center of the Ministry of Education. And this digital science, it's a mandatory program for all the secondary schools of Luxembourg. Okay. So, sorry, I have to go here. So, what is the goal of this digital sciences program? They have designed 78 badges about communication, critical thinking, big data, programming, and robotics and AI. But the learning of the students doesn't happen in any learning management system. So they can learn it in workshops, they can learn it by developing, doing. There is no system in the back for assessment, okay? So they basically have built their own whole system on Open Badge Factory feature, which is called badge application, meaning that you can add a form to a badge, and then the learner will apply to this badge by providing evidence in the form, okay? And then they have now involved in this project 35 secondary schools, but they are, I think, more than 40 coming, I mean, overall 40 schools. And now they have 11,000 students and 112 students involved. So if you calculate, it's about 850,000 badges, which are I would say, assessed and delivered in this program. And I put a big stress on the word assess because there is no automatic issuing of badging. Every badge will be assessed by a teacher. So the question was, how can we answer to this kind of challenge? Because, well, at the beginning, what we did the 78, they did the 78 badge application in Open Badge Factory, okay? They didn't use Open Badge Passport, and they asked every student to go there and to apply for it, and then they had to check that the right teachers get the right badge application, and I can say that it was not really working. So it would have not worked without Open Badge Passport. So the requirements were that all badge applications must be reviewed and managed in one place. They need a report for monitoring all what happened, of course, with the student and the teacher, that they know how this project is, basically how the program is progressing. And then it's very important. The teachers can see only the badge application issued by their own student. So they should not see other teachers' student or other teachers' students' badges. It's kind of, GDPR stuff. Then there is a student application has to be submitted automatically to the right teacher, okay? And the teacher and the students, information has to be updated also daily. And I can say that daily there is big changes, not big changes, but some changes in the school. Some teachers leave the school, another change, go in another classroom, and so on. And the teacher and the students have to be able to find easily what they have to do, which is the other thing. When you have 11,000 students, you can explain to everyone, okay, if you want to get a badge, you have to go here and do that and that and that. So you just have to do it basically with a click, one click. So how did we solve this issue, or how did we answer to these requirements? First of all, we made an integration with the national SSO system. So every school from Luxembourg, every user from the schools can log in Open Badge Passport using this SSO connection. So no problem with with this authentication system. So we have also daily user data import, meaning that every night the Ministry of Education sends us a file, and in this file there is all the information about the class, the school, the users, and the roles. Okay? So we map that every night. There is one space for one school. So there is 35 spaces for 45 schools. And in each space, we have groups. And one group is always for one class. Okay? So if, let's say, if you have 10 classes in a school, you will have 10 groups in the passport. And then there is automatically roles that you can define, but they define them automatically. So there is a teacher role and student role. So basically, the logic goes in this way that if you are in the school A, I am a student in the classroom 1, my badge applications will be submitted automatically to my teachers. Okay? And my teacher, when he will go to the passport, will find the badge application he should review. And then we have so what is interesting here that we have integrated the Open Badge Factory badge application reviewing system into the passport. So the teachers don't have to go to Open Badge Factory, they don't have to leave the system, they just go there. So what you see here is the dashboard of the student. So when Julie here comes in a passport, she see here the badges that she has already got, and she see the badges that she has to get. She has also statistics on how many badges she has submitted, and she can see her activity. And then she clicks the badge, and when she clicks the badge, she doesn't have to put her name or email address. The information is, of course, inside the passport, so there is no email address needed here. And then, basically, she can also here see the applications that she has been sending. So she gets a history about all what she has been doing. She should have here 78 badges, but she has done already something here. And she can see also the status, and she can see if the teacher has accept or reject the application or send back the application for revision. And then here you see the teacher view. So the teacher view, it's Natasha here. The teacher, she has more information about her own activity. So you can see that how many applications she has been, she has processed, how much she has to do, and all this kind of stuff. She can see also here the badges, because the digital badges are not, the digital sciences badges are not only for the students, but also the teachers have to do them, which is quite interesting. And here what is interesting is that, it's not a very beautiful view here, but you can see that the teacher here has a pending badge application that she has to review. So she can see here all the different badge applications. She just click here and she can review this badge application there in the passport. And here after that, in each space, you have a full view of what happened with all the badges for all the students in the system. Okay? So, what I just wanted to show you, okay, perhaps it doesn't make sense for people who doesn't know Open Badge Passport and so on, but what I wanted here to show that, let's say in the Luxembourg case, the value of open badges, of course, there is the recognition. It's important also because they are thinking about, okay, they are mandatory badges, but these mandatory badges will be used for lifelong learning. So the idea here that you don't have a learning management system which somewhere with the badges in another place. The process is here. Every student can keep his badges, use the badges later for employability or whatever they want. So here we have basically a learning management system approach which is combined with a personal learning environment, the both things. And these students will have soon new challenges or new programs, because some schools are now developing their own programs, not this digital science, but new program. And this program will be also connected to these different kind of spaces. Okay? So it can grow. But what is interesting here, if we think if we get back to the development of Open Badge Passport. So as I say at the very beginning, we spoke about these micro portfolios, the personal learning environment stuff. Then there is the endorsement, my self-claim badge also, which is very important in Open Badge Passport. Everyone can create his own badges, get his badges endorsed by anyone in the passport. Or in our next release, we will have also the possibility to share a badge, a public badge, and to get endorsements outside of Open Badge Passport without to request it also, which is a new development. But the word which is very interesting here, that if we think about that the organization level is now integrated to the whole picture, we had already objectives, we had already the scaffolding, we had already this assigning possibility inside the space, but now what we have a very powerful assessment system. So the space has got, I would say, a new dimension, and this new, I would say, version number 2 of the space will be updated in Open Badge Passport, in the generic Open Badge Passport in, let's say, February 2024. So it's good news for people who use perhaps Open Badge Passport, because what we've been doing now with Luxembourg is also can be used in the generic Open Badge Passport. What I just wanted to say very, very shortly, that the development of Open Badge Factory, Open Badge Passport, 10 years of work now. It has been a great adventure, I would say. Adventure, why? Because every time we work more with some customers, we have to answer to new challenges, and we see new use cases. For example, we have been working with CIBC, the Normandy, with Le Dôme, with the spaces, for example, the development of the first version of the spaces and the minimap. We have been working with Stella also on other things in the passport. So, as I say, we're not really pushing we have our philosophy about, of course, the badges are connectors, that if badges are not used, it doesn't make any sense, they don't have any value. But for us also, it's interesting to see that for many organizations, it's not only about open recognition, the platform, the system, the solution has to integrate well with the processes of the customer so that the customer can get the full value of the badge. So we have both. We have the fact that you have, of course, recognition, but the fact also that, let's say, Luxembourg, without any solution here, they would not have done any badge because it would have been too much work, no value. Okay? So that's the interesting point in this presentation. Thank you.
Maybe we can take some questions for Eric. Actually, Eric, I want to start with a question for you because you mentioned badge applications. And I'm wondering, for the people who aren't already aware or didn't pick up from the context, can you explain a little more detail what badge applications are and how maybe that interested Luxembourg to engage with you guys in the first place?
So you know that in many use cases, organizations are issuing badges when something happens somewhere, okay? So there is this push system. And you also perhaps know that in many cases, well, the badge earner gets a badge by accident, doesn't understand what is the value of this badge, he has got somewhere in a MOOC, and just, the life of the badge will, in many cases, stop there because they just, don't know why they've got it. And they are passive recipients also of the badge. The idea of the badge application is that basically you create a form to capture or to get the evidence of the learner. And after the evidence of the learner has been provided with a form, there is an evaluation, an assessment. And after this assessment, the badge will be delivered or not, depending on the assessment. So this badge application has been very positive in many big projects, like for example in Finland in big teacher training project, where for example they notice when they just issue badges after a course in Moodle, something like 60% of the teachers actually took the badge. When they when they flip this logic to the badge application logic, 85 to 90% of the teachers actually took the badge because they knew why they get a badge, because they're applying for the badge and they are providing something. So they see value. So now with Luxembourg, which is very positive, I was a bit afraid at the beginning that they say, okay, Eric, we want a machine infernal, for badging student automatically. No, they want that every badge is delivered after assessment. And they don't want that this assessment is automatically done somewhere in the learning management system. So that was, in a way, the very, very good news, okay? For us, it was a very bad news because we knew that, okay, we are speaking about a huge member of badge application, and we are speaking about teachers. And teachers are not going to do the job if it's not easy. They will say no, that's sure. So that's why it was very interesting. We had a 1 year period using only Open Badge Factory badge application, the free badge application you apply and it's sent by email to the teacher. And it was very, it didn't go very well because some teachers didn't do the job, some students sent the application to the wrong teacher. So we knew that it will not work. But after that, when last spring we updated this space solution, where we saw thousands of badge applications really coming very quickly. So we could measure that basically this is answering to the needs. But what is interesting, as I say in this case, that some schools say, okay, great, we have the digital sciences program. But we want to make badges about theater. We want to make our own badges too. And now the schools start to develop their own badges. So they become autonomous, and then now you have different kind of library and other open organization around that, which I say, okay, we are interested to bring our own badge application in the passport. So it's getting, I would say, a good dynamic for the moment. Sorry for this long explanation.
Thank you very much for an interesting presentation. And when we talk about the passport, naturally, I imagine something, some records bringing to another level. For example, if from students, maybe from pupils, maybe later they will become students. So how it works? Because it's mandatory, is it just the thing, like the new thing to grade students? Or maybe they can transfer those, that passports in some way to the university and to improve their knowledge later. Okay.
Thank you. So in this case, of course, when they get the open badges in Open Badge Passport, they also get them in the email. So they could store and then push them where they want. But the idea of this of the Luxembourg strategy is that the EduPass is a passport for all Luxembourg now and in the future. So also the University of Luxembourg will be there. There is one university only in Luxembourg. And so the idea is more to have a kind of national, would say, a national passport for skills for the future. So which is very rare because I've been working with many big organizations, Ministry of Education and all. Usually, administration, these big organizations are not going to. They say, well, we don't know about. It's not the passport is not our job. It's not our job to secure a system like that, a service.
Any other questions for Eric? Okay. Well, thank you very much, Eric, and we'll break a little early for lunch.